Hello, we have a lot to get through. We wanted to build an herb garden in the corner of the yard, but before we could do that, we had to clear it out, and then we had to do some repairs to the wall. We added some bricks to the top, and we repaired the surface of the wall that was damaged by some water damage. If you're interested in those projects, please feel free, go back, watch those videos after you watch this one. Since then, we capped the wall. I know what you're thinking, hey, we saw that already. No, I didn't cap the wall in the wall cap video, I only made the wall cap. But I finally got them on the wall just in time to take a snapshot for the thumbnail like a minute before it posted. And then it rained for like the first time in 200 something days. Man, it's raining out here today. But it's okay, because we found some other stuff to do. We made a sign, we painted a birdhouse, and that birdhouse, oh, that was just the tip of the iceberg for the painting. We got the sealer. We got sealer. We got the paint. We got paint. And after a few dry days where everything was dry, we went to work. The sealer was a little touch and go. I tried brushing it, I tried rolling it. It goes on really thick, and the coverage was nowhere close to what was advertised. But I was able to finagle the sprayer to get it to pump through, and we got the wall and all the nooks and crannies covered over all the troubled areas that I wanted to. Then, a day later, it was time for color. It took a while to get the sprayer right again after all the sealer finagling, but we painted the wall. Yay! All right, first coat's dry. Looks good. Goes on nice. As it dried, you can see a couple spots where it's soaked in. It shows you where it was a little thin, or maybe you missed a little line or something like that, and that's good. So I know better where to pay attention to on the second coat. But that's also why you should always let your first coat dry all the way before you do your second coat. If you put the second coat on and your first coat is still wet, it's not a second coat. It's just a thicker first coat. The can says wait 2 hours before recoating. Wait that 2 hours. It's going to come out a lot better in the end. Yes, it's gray. That's the color I'm adding. Gray. After that, we moved back over to this side of the yard and kept painting. I finally finished the white brick lines that I started like a year ago. Let's talk a little bit about paint. All right, for years, I went to Lowe's, Home Depot, and I bought my paint. What's the Lowe's Valspar? When we moved, I had to repaint our whole old condo, getting ready to sell it, and I went through so much paint. We had very light blue walls up in the bedroom, and it still took me, so many coats to cover it in white with this Valspar paint, and it was the higher end Valspar paint. And then finally something happened where I needed like something really good for a project or something. So I was like, well, just go to Sherwin-Williams, and I'm not sponsored or anything, don't worry. And I was like, yeah, I guess so. Go to Sherwin-Williams, and once you use good paint, you'll never go back to the old crappy paint. And it's a couple dollars more, but then when you have to go back and buy twice as much of the cheap paint, I mean, you're saving money buying good paint. You might be thinking, hey, I can go to Lowe's and buy the Sherwin-Williams paint. No, you're buying Sherwin-Williams color palette, just like you could buy a HGTV color palette or anything else that they're like, oh, here, buy our colors. And you're getting crappy paint. They just go in there. They will help you. They're paint experts, real paint experts. And you don't have to stand there and wonder, hey, is anybody working in the paint department? Hey, can I get in the high security area? I just need a can of spray paint. Here's an example. It's Sherwin-Williams paint, and it's watered down 50% to spray through the airbrush, right? 50% to spray through the airbrush. Can you see? Okay. And it still covers over this dark maroon color. Watered down 50%. White still covers over this dark maroon color. I couldn't get white to cover well over white with the Valspar paint. This is what good paint looks and feels like. That work turned into more digging, and I opened up the back side of the planter to try and stop this wall from getting water damaged more. After a couple days with that, and redoing the drip lines over here, it was time for, you guessed it, more painting. I cut the wood for the new herb garden planter, but a lot of the footage got deleted because I'm a dummy. And here's some sanding footage because that's just as exciting. After all that was cut and prepped, I primed everything and painted the sideboards, so hopefully it'll go together a little more easily-er. Now you're all caught up. But, and this is a big but, this is an important moment for the Oasis, a flagship, flagstone, milestone for the project. This is where we're finally able to make the thing that we wanted to make a couple of months ago.
Oh yeah, hey, let's build something in the corner of the yard there. Probably won't take much. Yeah.
There's an important part of every project called the sit and stare. Some people prefer the stand and stare. I like the sit and stare because it's a little more comfortable. All right, back to work. But I didn't get back to work. I did that day. But then, some more weather came through and I'm lazy. That went on for a while. Truth be told, the spring equinox came and went. The spring equinox came and went, and that was my goal in the beginning. Remember, was get this done by spring. I didn't get it done by spring, and then I kind of lost some motivation. On top of that, I kind of got distracted. This is my Cowa Sexy KLR. That's right, I'm a KLR guy now. I like riding my KLR. I like talking about KLRs and KLR accessories. And I hope you have a KLR day. So between that and other things, it took me a little while to get back on this thing. Water coming from his plants. And he did a great job with his backyard. He really did. But now he's overwatering, and I got it from that side too. So I'm going to do this gravel thing, help with some of this drainage. His yard's higher than mine. It flows downhill. So that's what I'll do now. And then I'll start to level this ground out for the posts and the planter and everything there. Again, these are all rocks that I sifted out a lot of the dirt, so it's kind of like free rocks. These rocks are so expensive. Basic frame of it. There's going to be more bracing and stuff. There's things on here. It is really windy today. Like you put down a little, like the box of screws blew away. It's a box of screws. They weigh like a couple pounds. Jeez. I know it looks weird right now. It looks like a little corral for like a miniature donkey or something. Oh, that would be cool. That'd be cool. right, so I put the lining in before the bracing so that I don't have to cut around all the bracing. It's just easier. I can do the bracing, kind of tuck it in where it needs to go. Then once the bracing's in, I know it's about as square, about as even as it's going to get. Then I can do the outside. Trampled all that plumbing you just put down there a while back. No, yeah, I mean, you're right, I did, but that's because I did it wrong. I was in a hurry. I thought I needed to get it done before I put down everything else, but I was wrong. One, I didn't need to. Two, I don't want it that far down. That's dumb. Instead, I'm going to bring it in over here on the corner and bring it up higher, closer to the surface. That way, if there's ever a problem, I don't have to dig out the whole planter to get to it. I'll just have to... I wasn't thinking. All right, time to fill this thing. Now, I still got a small mountain of dirt over here, so I'm gonna use that for the bottom half, third, and I'm gonna sift out all the big gravel, and I'm gonna use that to fill over here the rest of my drainage ditch. Okay, so the top half of this is getting mixed with this planting mix, potting soil mulch stuff. I got it. It's called Pay Dirt. It's from Star Nursery. It's supposed to be formulated more for southwestern dirt. And you mix it 50-50 with your dirt, and it turns it into something that plants will grow in. So starting about halfway, I did a layer of dirt, and then I did a layer of this, and I kind of churn it up, and then I do another layer of dirt, another layer of this. This will be the top. Boom, boom, boom. And then that should be just about all. It might settle a little bit and I'll have to add a little bit later, but that'll be fine. After this, I got the sprinklers in so I can test those. Hopefully they don't explode. And we'll be ready to plant some stuff. I still got a lot of trim and stuff to put on this. I also still got a lot of stuff to do to the ground, but key is we're almost ready to plant. It's hot today. It's supposed to be 90. I think spring is come and gone. It's summer now, and it's still the middle of March. Whew. Let's go ahead and test this for 1 minute. Here we go. Woo! Oh, it's raining. Oh, those spray high. They're working. It's seriously going like 25 feet in the air. There it goes. Hey, look, it's a lumbering idiot. Get it? Lumber. Lumbering. Hey, for those of you guys watching, just hoping you're going to see me cut off my leg, I'm sad to say it didn't happen this time. All right? But be sure to like and subscribe, and that way you can see future episodes, because honestly, I'm sure it's going to happen at some point. You know, it's just a matter of time. All right, things are finally coming together. I tell you what. But then, so my neighbor Frank, he's getting a bunch of this really good, like farm-grown poop dirt for his tomato buckets, and you got to order like a couple tons of it at a time. And so he's like, "Hey, if you want the rest of this, you know, there's a pile of it on the street. Come get it." So, man, you can't turn down free, good farm-raised poop dirt. Tell you what. So we topped off the planter with it. I put some over here where there's going to be something growing. I filled the other planter with it, and then I was like, man, there's still so much of this. I filled up a bag. I tried to get the street all cleaned up. So what do you do when you can't finish the backyard? You start a project in the front. All right, well, spring is here. That deadline was missed. But I'll tell you what, we finally got the planter in. We got stuff growing in there. She's already comes out here, real easy, real convenient to clip up some stuff to cook with. She's a great cook. I still got a bunch of landscaping to do, but there's some decisions to be made on that, and it's not gonna happen right away. The stuff out front looks great. The roses and the bushes, if they don't die right away, hey, they're gonna look fantastic around the side of the house. That was a whole nother thing. If you stayed with us through the whole series of the wall and the yard and the little planter and everything else, God bless you. This has been a long time going. I want to get back into some train stuff and some bike stuff and some other stuff. Thank you for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for following. Thanks for liking and subscribing and sharing and talking about me to all your friends. Cheers. I almost tripped. Thanks again.